Hey, this is Brian.
And Shelby.
And you're listening to the Hyperspace
PodBlast. Aren't you a little short for a podcast?
Huh?
We are your Hyperspace PodBlast senior East Coast correspondents.
Hannah Tatter.
And Michael Miller.
Mike, we did it.
We did. It was...
Epic?
The most epic movie-going experience I've ever done.
Don't tell Jeff.
Yeah. We arrived at Tinseltown, where we saw The Last Jedi, at 8 a.m. Thursday morning. It was us and the snowplows. We had to wait as they cleared the parking lot so we could park our cars.
So we didn't actually technically get in line till 8:30.
Yeah. And we were outside until 10. So it was us standing out in the snow.
Next time I should probably wear more significant shoes than Converse.
Yeah, and I did not have the socks. I was warm from the waist up, but my feet were numb by the time they opened the theater to let us in.
Yeah. So we beat everybody at the theater by almost 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't think there was anyone else in line until we would maybe say 11:45.
Yeah, I would say about there. But we got to lounge. We got to chat with some people. We got to eat breakfast.
Absolutely. It's always exciting, I think, when you can have 2 meals at a movie theater. That's that I enjoyed lunch and dinner from the Tinseltown concessions.
I ate breakfast there.
Yeah. I had breakfast before, but I have diabetes. So if I didn't eat it before I got there, I could have passed out, and then you'd have a whole new set of problems in addition to our making certain we hold our spot in line.
And technically, I drank my breakfast and didn't eat it, but I feel like it still counts.
It's probably worth mentioning that you're talking about, like...
a protein shake.
Yeah, as opposed to that you were boozing while we were waiting in line for Star Wars.
Gosh, could you imagine?
No, I think that would be horrible. I couldn't handle all the reporting on my own. And so our show started at 6, and the doors opened at 5 for the theater. So we were in line inside the theater, then 10 to 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hours?
7 hours.
Yep, so 7 hours standing in line at Tinseltown. A lot of wonderful... I think people were gazing on us in admiration as they walked to their other movies.
We saw a bunch of our students who forgot that it was Star Wars Day.
Yeah, but we were there to remind them with our smile and our Star Wars t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous that you changed t-shirts 5 times. I need more Star Wars t-shirts.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that I was a little surprised that you only had one, but I thought it. But since you brought it up, I think it could have been better.
I have 2, but one's a Force Awakens t-shirt, so...
But it was Disney canon stuff. We were there for The Last Jedi.
I know. That's right. Next year I'll have my Star Wars tattoo and all will be well.
Yeah. I learned that it is exciting, and we can thank Hyperspace PodBlast for this. Star Wars fans are chatty to begin with, but when you tell them, hey, we'd like to interview you for a podcast, we got a lot of exciting banter.
I think my favorite was getting video recorded, doing the audio recording of the podcast.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was the highlight. And we showed up on social media.
Yep. There is a lot of nerd pride that came out of that moment. It was exciting.
We're nerd celebrities.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
And we saw some good costumes, too. I think we saw a handful of Jedis, right? There wasn't...
Yeah, there weren't
nothing with masks, because you can't really wear masks in the movie theater anymore.
And there weren't as many as I thought there would, but I think one of the things that surprised me was how few people were in line.
Yeah.
That really until, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we didn't see people at the theater.
It's almost like other people went to their job all day, as opposed to making their job be interviewing people for a podcast.
We teach a class on Star Wars. We have to interview people for a podcast on Star Wars.
And I love it. I love it. It's so fantastic. But I think you're right. Later, like when we left our show, there were a lot more lines for the later evening ones. But yeah, we were back there. We were in our theater before the major lines really started. Which
was kind of disappointing because we didn't get to talk to a diverse group. But we lucked out like running into Braden and John Luca.
Yeah.
Who, not having a Star Wars class, but having his students was pretty fantastic, and getting to interview them for that. And then
yeah, I mean, we were fortunate that everybody was really chatty and excited to geek out with us, but it would have been interesting to see what the later, but then again we had to go home and sleep after a show because we then may have seen it twice the next day.
We might have.
Yeah.
We were in the theater. Do you realize we got to the theater at 9:30? We were in the theater for almost 8 hours. With only a 5-minute break. Do you know how incredible that is?
And I go to the movies a lot, but I have never done anything like that before. So we have the 6 o'clock show Thursday night. We go home, we sleep, catch breakfast, hit the 10:05, walk out to the lobby, order lunch, go back in for the 12:55.
And a big shout out to Father Dan, who only missed the second showing because he had to hear a confession.
Oh, that is a nice embracing of the ministry.
Yeah. I mean, talk about sacrifice, because he was in it. He was going to be in it for the long haul with us.
Yeah. 3 shows in 18 hours. That is a personal best. A personal best for me.
It is. And as for me as well, because I didn't get to do The Force Awakens with you guys.
Yeah, because you switched out. You let Dave come with us Friday night. So it was just 2 in the first 24 hours for you.
And this was the first time Dave had seen 2 in the first 24 hours.
Actually, I would say for The Force Awakens, I don't even think we were hitting 3 and 24 because it was 7 o'clock Thursday night, and then it was like a 7 o'clock Friday night.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it would have been 3 in that first day. But so yeah, this was. It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
It was a beautiful thing, and I have to say that I liked it more as I watched it.
Yeah, I agree. You've been saying, and I think that's right, it's a movie that you need to see several times. Because I think the first time you just don't even know what to expect. It's an emotional experience, and then it you can sit with it more. I found that by the end of our 3rd viewing, I was more ready to talk about it.
And that's what I'm telling, students and people. Like, how was the movie? See it twice.
Yep.
Don't judge it by your first viewing. See it twice.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah, so it was a wonderful day. It was a movie marathon milestone. I've never seen it like that. It was a lot of Star Wars excitement, and we got to talk to a lot of brilliant people for Hyperspace PodBlast.
All in all, a successful day.
So I think maybe we should listen to those interviews.
Fantastic.
A little less of us talking, a lot more of other people talking, and it'll be exciting. You'll still hear some of us.
There's some good stuff in there from us. Don't worry, we're not going away for the entirety of the episode.
Yeah. All right, so enjoy those interviews.
All right, have fun. All right, Mike, here we go. Here's the first of our questions
Hit me with
on
it.
The Last Jedi.
I'm ready, I think.
What are you most excited to see that you'll see from the trailers, from any spoilers that you've seen? What do you got for me?
Luke and Leia's reunion. It has to be. Now, granted, we don't see that directly in the trailer. And The Force Awakens, there were some surprises there. But more than anything else, I think that's what I want. I want to see brother and sister back together. I want to see, them talking about life and family and the Force and all that sort of stuff.
See, and I want to see Leia punch him in the face.
Might happen. We don't know.
Like, you've been gone for 30 years. Do you know how worried I've been? Like, I want to see her just swing at him.
Maybe if she developed her Force abilities a little bit more, she could have sensed him.
Yeah, he's been on an island. I feel like he's slow-moving.
Yeah, that could be the case.
So...
And he hasn't done much teaching anybody about Force stuff, so we don't know how developed her abilities could be.
Sure as hell not her son. All right. What are you hoping, expecting, speculating you'll see that you don't know will happen?
All right, something that I don't know will happen. I want to see Rey build her own lightsaber. I think it's cool that she has Luke's, just as Luke had Anakin's, but I think I want to see her build her own lightsaber. And I would like it to be a double-bladed lightsaber. Whether we get this in 8 or 9, that's what I want to see.
Excellent. What's something you'd really like to see, but you think it's unlikely?
I think I would like to get a little more resolution on who Rey is. Whether it's her parents, whether is she conceived by the Force like Anakin, but I think those big reveals will be saved for 9. So I would like some closure, but I don't think I'm going to see it yet.
All right. What's the most outlandish thing you think might happen?
I really don't think this is going to happen, but I really want, and this is, I want them to eat the porgs. Everyone thinks they're going to be pets. I want the opening scene to be Luke and Rey, they're sitting over the fire, he's barbecuing porgs. You see Chewie take a bite out of one, and it's not, he doesn't take them on the Falcon as pets, but it's like a to-go order. It's yeah. It's horrible.
That's so dark.
But it would be completely unexpected. So I want porg food. And I'm sorry, Internet, because that's going to make a lot of people angry, but these are my feelings, so I'm going to own them.
And Luke and Rey hopefully eat your feelings. So I appreciate that as someone who eats their own feelings frequently. All right. I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is we all know that with the death of Carrie Fisher, at some point, whether they edited it into this film or it's the opening crawl or opening sequence of 9, we have to say goodbye to Carrie Fisher. Because of the timing, do we think that this is the movie that they're going to kill Mark Hamill, that Luke Skywalker is going to meet his demise?
I think because of losing Carrie Fisher, I've hardly even thought about that. So if it happens, I will be completely unprepared. In The Force Awakens, I thought it was going to be Han or Chewie. I thought it was going to be more Chewie because of Peter Mayhew's knees and EU expectations and things like that. But I think there's a good chance that we could be losing one main cast member of film, and that could have been the plan. But if it happens, I'm not at all prepared for it. How about you?
We both know that I was a disaster when they killed Han Solo, to the point where people were turning around in the theater to listen to me sob, and men that I had known for an hour and a half were holding my hand to console me, because it was a very dark time.
Jeff's nice like that. He's a good guy.
We love you, Jeff. I don't think I'm ready for it to be Luke Skywalker. Carrie Fisher is my real-life Star Wars hero for everything that she accomplished as a woman, but the kid in me always wanted to be Luke, and I think for me to see him fall, if it is not a heroic act, I'm not going to be able to deal with it. Like, I did not think that Han's final act was heroic enough for the character. Mm-hmm. You know, it was him reaching out to his son, and I understand that, and where it plays into the story. But I felt like Han deserved to go out in a blaze of glory, not stabbed by his own son.
Oh, Ben.
Why did they name him Ben?
Because in the EU, Luke named his son Ben, and Disney just moved it.
Which, if you like more EU Disney tie-ins, check out my upcoming article, the Hannah Tatter exclusive on Hyperspace PodBlast, about how The Force Awakens is the Jedi freaking Academy trilogy series by Kevin J. Anderson. I even quote Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so you know it's going to be an interesting read.
I think that's good.
Hey everybody, we're back, and with a special treat, with us are two of Mike's and my former students, John, Luke, and Braden, who are going to talk to you about their hopes and dreams for the Last Jedi.
There is no feeling as a teacher that makes you more proud than to see two former students in line at Star Wars eating popcorn out of First Order Stormtrooper helmets.
Oh, why wouldn't we?
Thank you.
Our nerd babies make us
right?
like, I'm so proud.
This is why you do this job. This is
This is why you teach.
Moment.
This is why you educate. All right. Take it away.
In the first time we've asked you questions since you were in class, let's say what are you most excited to see in the film that you're pretty certain like this absolutely has to happen, like something you know will play out.
I'm excited to see Kylo push his boundaries and become even darker than the last movie, or potentially even lighter.
I think I'm excited for what we're all excited to see is Luke, what is going to happen with him in this new trilogy that's going to take place.
All right, that's good. I keep going back and forth on whether Kylo's going to go light or dark. You know, like I think it'll be interesting to see.
I think he could end up being the hero.
Yeah, I think...
I'm hoping.
Should I crush Braden's soul later with my theory on Luke?
Perhaps, but we have interviewing to do first.
Yeah.
Okay, so second question. What's something that you've been speculating about or sort of geeking out about, and you're like, this would be really cool if it happened, but you have no reason to think that it will, just outside of you think it could be cool?
I want Rey to ride Luke's back like Luke, like Yoda
Yes!
Yoda rode Luke's back. I want that kind of Rocky training montage.
Yes.
That is the goal.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be okay with it.
Yep.
I support that decision.
This isn't too unbelievable, but I really want to see Luke's green lightsaber.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Nobody's talking about the green one.
I want to see the green lightsaber.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Luke has the green, Rey has the blue, and then that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke's like squares
That's what
off
I'm
with
looking-
himself, like his past and his future.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
that
that.
would
Symbolism?
be
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so then lastly, what is something that you would like to see, but that you know there's no way it's ever going to happen? It's not a snowball's chance in Mustafar. It is,
Snowball's chance in
it's
Mustafar.
outlandish, it's crazy, it's whatever. What do we think?
Mine would be something I've heard, but I definitely don't think it's gonna, not just a theory going around, but that Rey's gonna end up going with Snoke, and Kylo will go with Luke by the end of the movie.
No.
I don't believe it at all. I can't see it happening.
Right, like an apprentice switch off or
yeah,
something like that.
pretty much.
I want to
can't
see
it
that.
happening.
I wanna
Padawan
see that.
passing.
Exactly what he just said. I want that.
I think that'd be fun.
Oh, that would be ridiculous.
Because then by the time you see the third movie, to go back and watch
Yeah.
Force Awakens, you're like, why? Because you know what's gonna happen.
I like that you're
Exactly.
rocking the Force Awakens
I am
swag. That's
rocking my
nice.
Force Awakens shirt today.
We're proud.
Very excited.
All right, guys. We're so appreciative and so proud.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Thanks for talking to us. Hey everybody, we're back here with the brother team of Greg and Trevor to talk more Star Wars. Mike, take it away.
All right, so as we wait here excitedly in line for The Last Jedi, our first question for you is, what are you most excited to see in the movie? Something that you know that's coming, something that you know is going to be there.
Okay, well, I actually have been avoiding all Star Wars trailers, previews. I've been avoiding all of it leading up to this.
Awesome.
So I'm just excited for like everything right now. So I have no idea what to expect. I mean, I know obviously what characters are coming back, all of them and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see any possible conclusions, especially with, in real life, knowing that Carrie Fisher has passed away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Curious if that will be resolved in this movie or if they'll set up to be resolved in the next movie. That's what I'm kind of curious about.
I'm interested to see the actual relationship between Mark Hamill and Rey. I'm sorry, I don't remember her actual actress name.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley,
yes.
I'm interested to see the relationship between those two play out as how the training goes.
And does she have to carry him on her back?
Yes.
We don't know
I
if
kind of hope so.
Yeah,
I
think
kind
that
of
would be
hope
great.
so. I don't think so, but I kind of hope so.
Maybe he'll fall and she has to carry him at some point in the movie.
I hope so.
So what's something that you think could happen? Maybe something you've speculated about or nerded out about, or something you're like, oh, this could happen, and it would be really cool if this did.
I'm speculating on Rey's origin because we don't quite know her origin yet. I like to think that she is a Skywalker in some way, shape, or form. Whether that means a connection from Han and Leia or a connection to Luke, I'm not really sure. But that's kind of my speculation. This has always been the story of the Skywalker family. I'm hoping that it continues to be the Skywalker family. So that's kind of what I'm speculating. Yeah, possibly Kenobi.
Possibly Kenobi. I think there might be something that happens more with Rey and Ben.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember his... I'm terrible blanking with names. Kylo Ren and Rey. I think there's going to be something more that happens. Obviously, he's going to try to... he still wants to convert her because that's really the Sith way, is to find an apprentice. I mean, I guess in an outlandish sort of way. I mean, maybe she does go over, kind of test the water kind of thing. I mean, that's kind of been a thing that's happened before. I could see it continuing again.
Yeah, rewatching The Force Awakens last night, I saw more aggression in her than I think I've ever, and I don't know if it was something I was looking for, but I did see, she's quick to draw that blaster, she's quick to, so I don't know. At first I was thinking, no, she's not going to turn, but yeah, I wonder if you're right, I wonder if we'll see more flirting
And you
there.
think about, if it follows the same pattern, this is a middle story, this is when usually the bad side gains ground.
Yeah.
And so that's probably a likely scenario. It could be that she's taken or forcefully or goes willingly, somewhat willingly.
Sure.
Maybe. It's a possibility.
All right, so lastly, what's something that you think would be fantastic? Just, it's outlandish, it's ridiculous. There's probably no chance it would ever, not a snowball's chance in Mustafar that it would actually happen. But it would be interesting to see.
That Jar Jar Binks is the mastermind of everything.
Darth Jar Jar.
That Luke gets carried by Rey.
Yeah. I hope so too.
I really hope it happens. Probably not going to happen, but it'd be pretty hilarious.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, in a fascinating turn of events, we are standing here with Mike's girlfriend, Kaylee, and she's going to answer our questions about The Last Jedi and what she thinks is going to happen.
All right, are you ready, love?
Yes.
All right, so given what you've seen in trailers and things like that, what are you most excited to see?
I'm really excited to see Mark Hamill's performance. Obviously, he's a brilliant actor, and, just from his social media presence, things like that, I really look up to him. And I've heard that his performance is exceptional in this film. So, having seen him in the earlier films, I'm really interested to see, how he's developed as an actor. And obviously, we didn't get much of that in The Force Awakens, so I'm excited to see more of that.
All right, now, what are you hoping or expecting that could happen, but you don't know will happen? What's something that's exciting that you think could be in there?
Well, let me preface this by saying I'm not the Star Wars connoisseur that some people are. So I guess I'm just really interested in character development. The fights and the lightsaber duels, they're okay. I could take them or leave them. That was a nice face, Hannah. Thanks. I mean, I don't make noises while they happen like Michael does. I don't sit there on the couch going choo 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 choo. So I mean, like they're okay, but I'm really interested to see like how Finn's doing after The Force Awakens, where Rey's character's going, things like that.
All right, wonderful. And that's true. I do make those sounds when I watch them.
That is very true.
Okay, and what is the most... what's something that you think would be cool, even though if it seems, something completely outlandish, you don't really think it would ever happen, but it would be interesting if they did it?
That is a hard and very intimidating question. I think, and again, I feel like my answer should be more like Star Wars-y, but I think that the death of a main character, like I think if Poe, Rey, or Finn were to die, we would all be pretty thrown off, especially because there's this, sense that Oscar Isaac really wanted a big role in the first one, and there was that pretend death, so if like they were really to die, that would be bad. And or if Luke were to die, I think those would surprise me.
I'm gonna level with you. I hadn't even thought about losing Poe, and now I'm gonna be anxious for the rest of the day in line. Because I would not be ready for that at all.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think any of those things will happen, because those movies are so lighthearted, or The Force Awakens was so lighthearted. Rogue One wasn't, but Force I thought was kind of. So I think they'll all be fine, but that would shock me a little bit.
All right, thank you, love.
You're welcome.
Back, Mike and I are standing here with Mark, who is also one of the first people in line for The Last Jedi. Mark, we have a couple of questions for you.
All right, so of everything that's been out there, what are you most excited to see in The Last Jedi that you'll see, whether it's from trailers or articles or whatever?
That I know I see. I'm definitely excited to see the growth of Rey and possibly the descent of Kylo and into the dark side or something of that nature. Definitely excited to see, or hopefully excited to hear how that kind of plays out with them, but I guess I know I'm going to see those things.
All right, wonderful. So on a similar note, but getting more speculative, what are you hoping or excited to see that you don't know will be there? What's something that you don't know will happen, but you think it would be cool if it did?
Kylo possibly turning light side.
All right.
Hoping to see that. They've put a few little cues in there about, will he turn good? Like, the call to the light, things of that nature. So I'm hoping to see that.
All right. Now, what is something that you would really like to see, or you think that would just be awesome, but there's no real chance that it's going to be there? Something that seems completely outlandish or wild.
Ahsoka showing up.
Oh, that would be. Could you?
I'd cry.
People would go
might
nuts.
cry.
People would go nuts.
Oh my gosh, that would. Well, I'm totally like I'm son now. I hadn't even thought about that. Okay, that's wonderful.
Awesome,
Thank you very
thanks.
much.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, Mike and Hannah are back with more exciting interview questions, except this time it is Michael's turn to ask me questions about porg food and for us to banter about how I view The Last Jedi.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. So with that in mind, Hannah, what are you most excited to see that is going to be in the film?
I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I have not speculated about this. I think I'm just excited to see Luke Skywalker. Yeah. I'm hoping he shaves at some point. Clean-shaven Luke. I'm hoping for clean-shaven Luke. But I'm just excited to see where the character development goes. I am most dreading the fact that some main character is probably going to die simply because it is the middle film, and usually that's where we kill off somebody essential or create a situation so dark and bleak that it's soul-crushing.
Weeping over Star Wars characters' deaths can be part of a December tradition for us,
Yeah, and we've done well so far. So.
All right, so now what is something that you would be, that you're speculating that you think would be interesting to see that could happen, that might be in here, but you don't really know, but you would enjoy it if it happened, outside of the shaving, because we covered that?
My theory that Luke has been on the dark side since he enters Jabba's palace, and that it was a ploy of his to convince the rebellion that he had turned to the light side. I know it probably won't happen, but I'm curious to see how they take the angle of the last 30 years of Luke Skywalker's life. Why was he on an island instead of rebuilding the Jedi Order? Which, even though it's an expanded universe thing, is something that, with his character, just seems natural.
What was the last thing Yoda told him? Pass on what you would learn was his final instruction.
Right, and Luke usually obeys the instructions of his Jedi Masters.
And with Bloodline, it says that that was set, I think, 26 years after Jedi, and Luke hadn't done any reconstruction of the Order yet.
Right, and so now you have the Knights of Ren, and you have all these other things. So I would like to see something with how Luke is going to turn. Or what his story is.
I'm a little concerned that you put your Luke dark side theory in the something that you would like to see and not the super outlandish would never happen category, because I've been angsty about this since you brought it up. But I'm going to deal with that as I ask you, what is something that you think would be fantastic to see, but that you know there's no real chance that it's ever going to, or you don't think there's a chance that it could ever happen? Just outlandish, crazy, whatever.
I can't see me liking this more than the original saga. I want me to like this more than the original saga. But I don't see it happening.
Wow, mic drop. Wow.
Yeah, I would love to like this film more than I liked the original saga. I don't know. I doubt it'll happen.
To walk out and just have that oh, wow. Yeah.
So, that's it.
All right, fantastic.